this is the first question and everyone's asked this, like everyone. Welcome back to Aussie Arvos. Today, well, me and Liam are around the tracks. We're looking for some bit of four-wheel driving we can do possibly, but everything we've found today so far has been gated. So we're just going on these back logging tracks around Yarra Glen region, and then we'll see what we can find.
But it's dry though, so low should be no worries. Or not.
Alright, this one's kind of steep. Just going to engage four-wheel drive for this. Low range. See how we go, I guess. Yeah, man. Oh, really? Yeah, we're doing. No worries. See you later.
You can recognize Liam.
Yeah. Alright, so we're back from four-wheel driving. Me and Liam just went out to some tracks out near Yarra Glen. Today, we're doing a Q&A. So if you follow us on Instagram, which you all should, at Aussie Arvos, we asked you to ask us any question you want and we'll answer it. So today, we're going to be running through a bunch of questions. Basically, we've got Dan back. We're slowly getting out of ISO, slowly, so we're allowed to meet with one other person. And yeah, let's get into it. Now, this is the first question and everyone's asked this, like everybody. So they want to know, what do you do for work?
Okay, so I'm at uni. I'm doing a degree in surveying, land surveying.
I'm a diesel mechanic, so I work in truck smash repairs.
Yeah, and I'm basically graduated uni and I'm doing some like programming stuff on the side, and then Aussie Arvos. That's pretty much what we've been doing. Adam Reed asked, when are you coming cockpit with us? And Adam, you name the date, mate. We'll be there. I'll be taking the Paj up there. No dramas.
Yeah, really?
100%. Yeah, I'll take the Paj up. As long as he can rescue me and recover me, I'm taking the Paj
Adam,
up.
bring a trailer.
No, just bring that 4.8 patrol. That'll pull anything.
Yeah, that'd get me out.
Oh, it's just on the bop all the time.
That'll need a winch truck.
Future plans for Liam's GQ.
Oh god,
that's a long list.
Yeah, that's a very long list. We'd be here all day. The next thing, definitely, I want to get a good camping setup because I hate camping out of like tubs on the back of a tray that sits 6 foot in the air. So a canopy, stuff like that. Other stuff would be turbo. Even I'm considering a chassis swap with a wagon chassis. Get them coils all around. Like, yeah, you can do paint jobs and new trays and stuff, but that's all way down the track. So
yeah. What's Patrick's next car? Well, that's a great question. Look, the Pajero is great, and even today it was awesome. I loved it. It's so good, but it lacks in some regard. And I think the next car is going to be a Toyota, an 80 series at that. I want a 1H GT. They're just expensive, and if I can't get a 1H GT, looks like it'd be like a 1H Z80. What's happening with James's GQ? That's right. A black GQ.
Yeah, well, obviously James isn't here.
No, he's not here.
But I will say he's gone all out. This thing's going to be crazy. So we'll get the build underway soon, and make sure to film it so all you guys can see. But fully set up touring rig, and yeah.
Tough tourer, as he claims it's going to be. A tough tourer. So it's going to be mad. He has gone all out, so it's going to be a good build to see.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, is the Paj staying? Is it going? Are you selling it? What's happening to the Paj? Everyone wants to know what's going on with the Paj. So the Paj is for sale on the website, aussiearvos.com.au. If you want to buy it, it's on sale right now.
It's not very cheap though.
Look, I want what it's worth. That's it. Alright, nah, but in all seriousness, like, I could sell it, but we have had other ideas of, like, maybe keeping it as sort of a...
Basically, Patrick was talking about selling it, and I told him that when it doesn't sell, I'll give him $500 for it, cut the guards, run some bar work around it, and then use it as a weekend warrior until the CV snap.
Pretty much.
Which will be the first day.
Like, 35s on it, locker on it, lift it, just wind the torsion bars, just go dugga,
the torsion bars, yep.
And just send it.
Basically everything you shouldn't do.
Yeah,
will do.
Because I do think deep down they are capable. A lot of people actually asked how we got into four-wheel driving, and I mean, I started with a Falcon, so I wasn't really like, when me and James went out a couple of times in our parents' cars when we first got our license for four-wheel driving, scratched the hell out of them, got banned from driving them. I guess you've wanted one forever, right?
Yeah, I don't know why, but for whatever reason, all I ever talked about with my mates was just four-wheel drives. Like even before I discovered forward action or anything like that, and then it's just sort of great. And then I think just leading up to your license, you're like, oh, I can't wait to get a license and just get a sick like four-wheel drive.
Yeah.
But I don't really know where it came from. Probably just because my parents had four-wheel drives. That's probably...
I've always just been more into outdoors in general. So
oh, exactly.
I like going places, and if there's a track on the way, then we're going to do it.
Exactly.
I mean, obviously I don't have any sort of insane setup rig, but I mean...
Don't need it.
It's yeah, that's the thing I think a lot of people get caught up in too, is like, you need an $80,000 car to go flog it through the bush. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like, look at the Pajero.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
It's not perfect in a lot of ways, but
does all the
it
tracks.
gets you there, you have some fun, you get where you're going.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
I'll turn up for you,
Old mate's on channel 40 for sure.
It's on channel 2.
Yeah, big rig.
How'd we start the channel? Basically, just started filming what we did on the weekends, and it evolved into...
Yeah, Patrick started filming just for fun.
Yeah,
and
everything.
Like, made just videos of what we did. You did like month by month videos.
Yeah,
of just all the weekends we'd had and like places we'd been and...
Yeah, I think one time we...
Turbo.
Yeah, we did it. We did the Turbo series on James the Patrol. I'm like, screw it, let's just film it.
Yeah.
And we filmed it because I thought it'd be a cool little experience and whatever. We filmed it and it went really well, and then from there it just catapulted, and next minute it's like...
That sort of took off, and we started going, hey, people actually like watching this, so
it's like
let's
people,
make it a thing.
Yeah, exactly, and it was awesome. People asking Aussie Arvos meetup.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a bit...
After COVID...
Where do you have a meet for a bunch of 4B owners?
It's like, where do we do it? Like, James wanted to do it on Buggy Creek track, and I'm like, James, if we do it there, it will just... Oh, no.
You're going to clog it.
It'd be so sad.
It's going to be traffic
jam.
jam.
Traffic chaos.
People trying to get up. It'd be a great video, don't get me wrong, it'd be a fantastic video.
Someone had put it on its side.
Someone's going on their side, and I'm going to be at blame.
Yeah.
So...
Aussie Arvos told me to go through the hole.
That's it. Exactly. Okay, this is a good one. Thoughts on smaller engines doing four-wheel driving? Example, RD28.
Ooh, good question. If you want something for a weekender, I don't think they're a bad motor. Like, I'd definitely go an RD28 over a 3-litre. But at the same time, you're losing that bottom end torque. So it's like Patrick's Pajero. They're a bit of a pain to get up on power.
Especially petrol.
Yeah.
This is at least diesel though, turbo diesel. So I've heard a lot of people that like swear by their RDs and their
they're pretty bulletproof.
But the problems, I've heard the problems sort of arise when you slap 500 kilos of extras and huge tyres on them, and they've just got to work that much harder. You'll find that someone will upgrade the tyre sizes by, you know, factory 31s to 35s, but then they won't change their diff ratio so that the motor isn't put under so much strain, and that's how you blow up those small engines.
The issue with a 4.2, it's like a tractor. Like, you can let your foot off the clutch in that. It might not have all the power in the world, but it'll just keep idling along.
Yeah.
Whereas a smaller cube motor, you lose that, so you're gonna have to rev it more and rev it to get off the clutch, so you lose a little bit of control, and especially with weight and tyres. And that's, I think, a lot of people neglect as well with tyre size. Like, people will go slap 35s on something, and yeah, it's cool, you get more clearance, it looks good, you get more traction, like, hell, it's good, but then complain about power. Like, if you put standards back on that, you know, the power is completely different, isn't it? Yeah.
After the video where I looked at this, and we did a bit of a teaser to say, oh, do you want to see this on 35s? Just to put all of I saw a lot of people getting concerned in the comments, and to put your minds at ease, no, I'm not going to put 35s on. One, I can't afford it. unless someone has a spare set that they want to hand to me, in which case I might. But if I put 35s on this, it would be like insanely slower than it already is. Yeah, 35s are just a no-go, especially day to day. Destroy my fuel economy. It'd just be, I don't know. It'd look cool, but that's about it.
Yeah. All right, so a couple people asking, buying a four-wheel drive with high kilometers, like, yeah, look at his
So-
car.
It's a bit of a mix-up because I have always said no. Like these guys asked me about Forbies and stupid Ks, and I was like, nah, it's way too much. But
Yep.
I mean, if you're willing to put work in, and the issue is you're buying it secondhand, and if you'd done 500,000 Ks in it and you'd serviced it and replaced parts when they needed to be replaced, you'd know, and it wouldn't be an issue. But if you're buying something, you don't know if it's been maintained and loved its whole life or just glammed up to sell.
Other thing too is it really depends on actually what car you're buying. Like if someone said, do you want to buy a 3-litre Pajero with 500,000 Ks, I'd instantly say no.
Yeah.
One, because it's it's a V6.
Yeah, V6.
But just because of the car, I don't know the reliability, but like these engines are literally like,
Especially an
because they're so
Aspo.
basic, they're just designed to keep going, sort of thing.
If you're going to buy a 4.2 with that many Ks on it, assuming it hasn't been flogged in holes full of mud every day of its life, main things are going to be like turbo seals, injectors, injector pump. Other than that, you're going internal, like, you know, rings and that, obviously. But those motors, I mean, they're pretty much a tractor motor, especially an aspirated one. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what I was saying to Patrick. He's looking at 1HZs compared to 1HDTs. Like a non-turbo motor, if you're looking for a lower price car, obviously you're going to go more Ks.
Yeah.
A non-turbo motor, there is a lot less that can go wrong.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly.
So, not that there's like, turbos are reliable as all hell when they're looked after.
It's just you don't want if someone's gone and wound the boost up and ran it a bit too hot, a bit too many
Exactly.
times.
Yeah.
Because
I
it's
actually have
real
a-
easy to pull stuff
Yeah.
off when you go to sell a car.
Well, that's it, yeah. All right, so this is a good question. Where's the first place you want to go once COVID's over?
You want to start us off on that?
Yeah, so I'm honestly going to be planning my trip around the trends. So, because I'm assuming we're not going to get let off till the very end, and so everyone and their dog's going to be high country or all the major places. They're going to be absolutely flat out. So I think my first sort of trip is going to be when my mates get off work and we just do sort of like a long weekend trip where we just sort of plonk. It's not like a touring trip, because if we try to do a touring trip during peak time, like imagine going through the high country and Billy Goat Bluff and all that sort of stuff. In peak, it'd be like Burke Street on the top of the mountains.
True.
Like, I love anywhere, generally we'd go, like Eildon, Murray, there's a bunch of places along the Murray. That's it. Yeah, I was looking at maybe going to the desert or something.
Yeah.
Just because it's further away and
Yeah.
less people there.
Yep.
It's great on a motorbike.
Funny, the place I'm craving the most is honestly just the Murray. I don't know, I just love it there. It's just so good. It's a
I
good
find
place.
most people more craving just to catch up with their mates than they are
I
to
think
go.
so. Everyone just wants to catch up.
Yeah.
Everyone, especially, it's obviously different in Queensland and stuff, but down here in Victoria, we've been in hard lockdown for a good 12 weeks now. Like, I don't
Yeah.
even, it's been that long. Anyone's happy with just about anything at this point.
Yeah, the boys!
Oh, God.
We got recognised multiple times today.
Yeah, we've been recognised a lot. It's kind of weird, this whole, I said, well, it's weird because it just feels weird.
The channel's gained popularity in lockdown.
The thing is, we went into lockdown. We weren't that big up in before lockdown. No one recognised it before lockdown. And we come outside lockdown, and me and Liam and Dan have been going around town, and it's been insane. It's been just insane.
Yeah, boys!
It's just crazy. It's just crazy. It's, yeah.
You're
We
gonna have
love
to
it.
spray his car a different
We'll
colour.
have to paint it black or something.
Yeah, I know.
Nah, we love it
Go
though.
undercover.
Some blokes ask, will Dan do private work for cash?
Oh, mate. It depends what sort of private work, but I mean, how much cash are we talking?
He's got an Instagram. Follow on Instagram. Hit him up. Could we do some fast roll questions? Liam, will you ever do leaf spring over diff?
No, because it's too hard to get it engineered, I reckon, and at that much work, coil chassis underneath, easier.
Yeah, that's true.
Liam, Patrol, ever getting turboed?
Yes, hopefully, at some stage, but who knows?
Wild. Let's go to the wreckers and pull one off an old
That's what I
an
want,
old
GU
truck or
factory
something.
turbo, HT18.
Oh, you should have kept that busted old one off James's, like I said, and put
Can it
that
be
on.
rebuilt?
It was
eBay?
$1,200 to get it
fuck
rebuilt.
that, I'll get like
if it hadn't drooped, which I'm sure
I'll get like
it would have.
off the internet, you get like eBay turbos like your Mumbas or Arashi
Oh,
or
God.
Kinugawa or whatever they are,
Are you gonna-
16G.
Are you going to eBay turbo your car?
Well, they're not eBay $400 turbos. They're actually brand names and
They're
heaps of people
eBay
run them.
$450 turbos.
Yeah, no, they're like.
Upper class.
I think they're like near $1,000 for
What
them.
about one of them electric superchargers?
I'll just get a bloody garden, like a blower vac from Bunnings and just strap it to the intake.
Oh yeah.
How's the ride after new lift kit upgrade on the GQ?
Heaps stiffer, but the height's good, so I mean, $200. How could you go wrong?
Can't get wrong.
You're just like looking down on other car owners.
Yeah.
Looted.
And
He pulls up next to some guy in a Commodore. He's
Actually,
just
didn't feel
like
that different.
staring down at
I
him.
feel like it still could be a lot higher. I need to see like another big 4-inch lift on 35's GQ in the flesh, and that'll just like put me back in place,
Yeah.
bring me back down to earth.
Liam, if you couldn't get a Patrol, what would be your second choice?
Probably an 80 series, probably.
Yeah. If you could choose a newer common rail 4-wheel drive, what would you buy?
Like of the new ones.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe like it's say talking 2016, 2017, like a D-Max or something probably. I've heard the Isuzu motors are good.
I'd go either an earlier Colorado like Riley's or
They're like the 2013,
RG.
2014
Yeah.
Hilux. They're like
yeah.
Mickey Mouse. I play on so much
if
for them,
I
though.
was going to go common rail, it'd be a 3-litre Hilux.
Yeah.
Not a 2.8 because
No,
they've
2.8's
had heaps of
yeah.
issues.
Rome Life, when are you blokes coming wheeling with us?
Mate, when
Oh.
we're up there or you're down here.
When the
Yeah.
border's open.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, when the border's open. There's going to be like a mass exodus of Victoria.
Literally.
Borders over to be woof. Everyone with a caravan and a 4-wheel's just gone.
Wagons or cab chassis?
That's cab chassis.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wagons.
You're a wagon. You're a
I'm
wagon.
a wagon boy.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's really what you're doing with it. But like, I don't need a ute, but I like having a ute. Like, I don't work, so I don't need a ute, but I do enjoy having a ute. It's really
Get a really practical ute and like never put anything in the back.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Alright, so that's pretty much all we got time for here. Sorry if we didn't get to your question. We got absolutely flooded by them, but yeah, if we didn't get to your question, we'll try send you a private message, get back to you. But hopefully answered most of them. We're begging, fingers crossed that restrictions keep easing after this week. So hopefully we can start bringing out some more content on like a few of the other boys' cars, like James's cars, and Dan's cars, and other different projects that are going to be happening. But until then, we'll be seeing you in the next one. What it is, we don't know.
Man, who knows? It's a mystery.
Yeah, we're trying real hard to keep up at the moment. So yeah. But I assure you, we'll be around next week. So
Cheers for watching.
we'll see you then.
Cheers.
Catches.